Good morning. It's bright and ugly here this morning. We're sitting at 4:30 in the morning. I got started at 2:30. For some reason I like that. I don't know why. Shut her down at like 5. Go to bed at 8. Up at 2:30. Boom. I just wanted to say, any people out there that are trucking and stuff, especially now, don't just blindly go in and start fueling up. It's kind of why I like doing a run where you know where you're going, that you've done a couple times, because then you get an idea of what it costs you in fuel to go from one point to the other. So how I work it, cross-border driver, of course, Canada, US, I always fuel up at the last point, and of course I live in Alberta, and Montana is the last point we usually get. I always fuel up in Montana right to the gills, get as much as I can in there, because it's definitely cheaper than going up to that Canada fuel, I'll tell you that right now. And it might be 10, 15, 20 cents, something like that, all depends on the exchange rate and all that good stuff. Fuel her to the gills, then I can get in, up, unload, reload, back down, and fuel up there again. But I don't fuel up. I only put about 50 gallons in. You know, you got to pay attention to what the wind's doing. You got to pay attention to the weather. You know, if I got a light load, like last bunch of loads, 50 gallons, and then I know that gets me down to southern Montana, where it's cheaper. So 50 gallons I fueled up in Shelby. It was $4.90 a gallon. Get 50 gallons, DD on down to Billings, mainly because you don't want to fuel in Wyoming. The prices are expensive. Expensive in Colorado, so we want to get through Wyoming, and I usually go through Nebraska, Kansas to Oklahoma or to Texas, right? So Nebraska, Kansas, a little cheaper. I like fueling in Kansas. It's cheaper and we get a better discount. So I'm here at Billings. I gotta get enough fuel to get to Kansas, right? And I know, for doing this for about 9 months now, that this weight of a load, plus I'm going to drop some stuff in Casper, Wyoming, so with this weight of load, I know the wind, we're coming up winter in the fall, the wind's going to be at my back for most of the way. It's going to be at my side through Wyoming, but then I'm going to angle on a 45 down towards the southeast, so they'll have the wind at my back, take me into Kansas. I know I only need about 100 gallons to get to Kansas. Yes, you gotta factor in the weather. You gotta factor in if you're gonna be stuck there all night because of the storm. Trust me, come winter, most of the time I'll be fueling up here in Billings, right to the gills, right? Just in case you get stuck somewhere, the road's closed in Sheridan, Wyoming or something, and you can't get through, and you sit there and the wind's howling, you can't run you have to run your truck. You don't want to run out of fuel on the side of the road when it's 20 below. So if you're new to this trucking world, don't just blindly go and start fueling up everywhere you go. You got to think about it a little bit. You got to think about it a lot. It's $4.90 a gallon in Shelby. It's $4.85 a gallon here. Plus we get some discounts. I'm going to go to Kansas, and I'm going to tell you what it was the last time I was there. So I was just there last week. It was $4.75 a gallon. And then, believe it or not, at TA's and Petros, which is a chain, we get 50 cents off a liter, company discount. So $4.25 a gallon. Here we get like maybe 10 cents. So you got to think about that. Don't just blindly fuel up. Now I get to Colby, I'm gonna fuel her right to the gills because I want to get into Oklahoma, unload, reload, and back to Colby. Yeah, I could fuel in Oklahoma. Sometimes it's cheaper, sometimes it's not. Nah. Just don't like messing with it sometimes. So think about where you fuel. And yeah, good luck out there. Let's all have a good winter. Oh boy. Bye for now.